Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Monday, January 18th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 581 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Comic book artist's sudden death. We had no idea he had COVID. Billionaire backer feels deceived by Josh Hawley over election objections. The FBI is investigating whether a woman stole a laptop from Pelosi's office to sell it to Russia, after receiving a tip from someone claiming to be her ex. Bombshell report links Trump insiders to Washington rally that led to Capitol riots. Proud Boys and Black Lives Matter supporters clash at Utah rally. FBI investigating whether woman stole laptop from Pelosi's office to sell it to Russia. Chinese miners trapped underground for more than weeks and no two rescuers. Man lived inside Chicago's O'Hare Airport for 3 months before detection, prosecutors say. UF freshman, Palmetto grad dies when car involved in crash careens onto sidewalk, into her. We were cautious, and yet, somehow, my entire household got COVID-19. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Indonesia grapples with earthquake, flooding, landslides and fallout from Sriwijaya air crash, CNN. FMIA divisional round, Chiefs prove anything is possible, beat Browns, Peter King, NBC Sports. COVID-19 super spreader in Northeast China linked to 102 infections, CNN. Israel trades Pfizer doses for medical data in vaccine blitz, the Associated Press. A new coronavirus variant has been tied to at least 90 infections in a deadly outbreak at a medical center in San Jose, California, Yahoo News. Lee Jae-yun, Samsung Air gets prison term for bribery scandal, BBC News. California official calls for pause on specific Moderna vaccine due to possible allergic reaction, Fox 11 Los Angeles. FBI vetting guard troops in D.C. amid fears of insider attack, Associated Press. Pondering retirement again, New Orleans Saints Drew Brees has no regrets about coming back this season, ESPN. WhatsApp delays privacy update over user confusion and backlash about Facebook data sharing, CNBC. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Biden may rescind Keystone XL pipeline permit on day one in office, reports. Mike Pence's final Trump brag gets hit with an immediate fact check. Trump and Biden's Monday schedules are very, very different. Trump's history of violence exposed in conservative websites damning Superkit. Kamala Harris stuns husband on CBS with hilarious detail about their first date. Trump cronies reportedly cashing in as they lobby president for wealthy felon pardons. Defense officials fear insider attack at inauguration, prompting FBI to vet guard. Twitter temporarily suspends QAnon rep for election disinformation, inciting violence. Karl Rove, strong likelihood Senate convicts Trump if Giuliani handles his defense. Former Trump official mocked for claiming that the president has no platform now. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Man holds 40-day vigil outside wife's window. Bar turns to selfies to survive pandemic. 5-year-old dies from gunshot wound. Missing mom, daughter found dead inside SUV. Couple married 33 years dies just 1 day apart. AR leaders want to repeal Confederate Flag Day. 500 vets get vaccinated at walk-in clinic. Cistern dig unearths early works of sculptor. Tiny houses gives homeless forever homes. County's Democratic Party headquarters vandalized. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Navalny, back in Russia, faces court hearing inside a police station. Deaths climb in California, as states' vaccine plans struggle. The extraordinary courage of Alexei Navalny. Why rage over the 2020 election could last well past Trump. The mystery of the painting thieves' love. Biden should help protect Uber and Lyft drivers. For one British industry, Brexit's red tape is just beginning. Egypt denied an oxygen failure killed COVID patients. We found that it did. Rivals mock Andrew Yang, 5 takeaways from the mayor's race. In Minnesota, a GOP lawmaker's death brings home the reality of COVID. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Alveda King, Martin Luther King's inspiring message to a nation plagued by violence, injustice, discord. Twitter locks account of Georgia's Green for multiple violations. Texas man wrote his own obituary, offering poignant life lessons. Liz Peek, Democrats anti-Trump blitz goes too far, here's who they might inadvertently hurt the most. Indiana heavy metal musician arrested for alleged role in Capitol riot. Biden official warns Honduran migrants now is not the time to come to U.S. Pence proud Trump WH avoided engaging in new war. Harvard physicist makes case on how Oumuamua could have been an alien spacecraft. California official calls for pause on Moderna vaccine lab after possible allergic reaction. California man allegedly lived in airport for months because he was afraid to fly, report. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Monday, January 18th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Baltimore sisters make eco-friendly toilet paper out of bamboo amid COVID-19 pandemic. Toshi, oldest eastern black rhino in North America, dies at Zoo Miami. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Lord Sumption suggests NHS doctors would choose to save a 25-year-old over Captain Tom. Moment Irish setter mauls deer in Richmond Park as his owner, 44, is fined $600. Who will get killer producer Phil Spector's $50 in fortune? Britain's travel corridors close for 4 weeks from today. Moment police eject woman from Sainsbury's who refuses to wear a mask. Trump will leave the White House at 8 a.m. Wednesday, the morning of Biden's inauguration. Coronavirus, British man, 52, faces 6 months in jail for sneaking out of his Singapore hotel room. Woman, 22, probed for stealing Pelosi's laptop during Capitol riot and trying to sell it to Russia. Rightmove warns 100,000 buyers on track for unexpected stamp duty bill. Delivery driver tumbles head over heels over Garden Gate. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Japan urges South Korea to drop wartime compensation demands. Global pressure mounts for release of newly detained Russian opposition leader Navalny. Long sidelined, Arab-Israeli entrepreneurs looking to join tech boom with Emirati backing. WHO chief warns of catastrophic moral failure as rich countries dominate vaccine supplies. Italy court weighs extradition to Vatican in fair trial case. Navalny's arrest adds to tension between Russia and the West. Israel moved to rein in rights group over apartheid use. China's economy is growing faster now than before the coronavirus pandemic. Dramatic drop in Saudi executions after laws changed in 2020. U.S. pundits keep comparing Washington to a war zone. People who know war disagree. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Biden inauguration, Trump expected to issue flurry of pardons before leaving office, Live. How the Republican voter fraud lie pave the way for Trump to undermine Biden's presidency. Dominican Republic activists fear total abortion ban banishes women to the dark ages. Coronavirus live news, Germany a long way from where we want to be, says minister, 22,857 new cases in Russia. China's economic recovery picks up speed after COVID-19 shock business live. Kremlin critic Navalny appears in court as calls grow abroad for his release. Biden to cancel $9 billion Keystone XL pipelines permit, says source. Tom Brady and Drew Brees both battle time on Sunday, guess who won? Serve the servants, why cinema loves to play with class stereotypes. Premier League, 10 talking points from the weekend action. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Biden seeks early momentum on COVID and more, The Note. Poisoned Russian opposition leader Navalny detained minutes after returning to Russia. Phil Spector, famed music producer and murderer, dead at 81. Little old West Virginia sets pace on vaccine rollout. Decision on Belarus Hockey World's near amid sponsor pressure. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. COVID, Brazil approves and rolls out AstraZeneca and Sinovac vaccines. Capitol riots, are U.S. militia groups becoming more active? Alexei Navalny, EU and U.S. demand release of poison Putin critic. Aditya Singh, man found living in airport for 3 months over COVID fears. Migrant caravan, Guatemala blocks thousands bound for U.S. Trapped Chinese miners note sparks hopes for rescue. Lee Jae-yong, Samsung Air gets prison term for bribery scandal. Biden inauguration, fortified U.S. state houses see some small protests. COVID, Australian Open player tests positive as event controversy grows. Australia unlikely to fully reopen border in 2021, says top official. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. The science is real, coastal experts hope Biden will partner to combat sea level rise. AP Top Stories January 18th. On this day, January 18, 1969. Kansas couple fights COVID-19 together, leaves a legacy of true love. FBI vetting National Guard for possible threats. Blood on his hands, as U.S. nears 400,000 COVID-19 deaths, experts blame Trump administration for a preventable loss of life. Trump leaves a destructive presidential legacy. Biden faces unrivaled challenges as he takes oath. Today in history for January 18th. We are listening to Trump, New York. A reporter's video shows disorganized but destructive U.S. Capitol rioters. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Column, voting against Trump's impeachment could come back to haunt these California Republicans. 1 killed, 2 injured in Malibu house fire. Another new coronavirus variant found across California, including LA County. Why some older people are getting the vaccine in Southern California but others are striking out. Phil Spector, music producer convicted of murder, dies at 81 after contracting COVID-19. OC congressman received vaccine dose, but tests positive for virus. Column, Desert Off-Road Festival to go ahead despite violating state guidelines. On social media, amateur digital sleuths try to help track violent Capitol rioters. National Guard Humvee is stolen in Bell. Earthquake, magnitude 4.2 quake strikes near Prunedale, California. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Monday, January 18th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Navalny goes on trial in police station following return to Russia. Appalling, world leaders blessed Russia over Navalny arrest. Julian Assange delivered a desperate plea to Edward Snowden, a U.S. whistleblower, to seek asylum in Russia as opposed to Latin America, as it was a nation where the Central Intelligence Agency doesn't have influence. Amnesty International declares Navalny a prisoner of conscience. Fewer than 1 in 10 police officers fired after gross misconduct finding. Churches and mosques in Tigray vandalized and looted in Ethiopian Persia. Some manuscripts dating to the 13th century may have been stolen and burned in cultural cleansing. France cracks down on Islamist separatism, shuts down 9 mosques. Popular rabbi warns followers COVID vaccine could make you gay. Germany, Red Army faction cash barrel found in forest. Authorities found documents and cases with unknown liquids purported to belong to the defunct far-left Red Army faction, dating back to the 1980s. 3 members of the organization are still at large. Afghanistan foils ISIS plan to assassinate the top U.S. envoy to Kabul. France calls for immediate release of Kremlin dissident Navalny. Palau's new president vows to stand up to bully China. A British man who snuck out of his Ritz-Carlton hotel room to see his fiancée while in quarantine in Singapore faces up to 6 months in jail. No place for far-right in Canada's Conservative Party, Erin O'Toole says. Rescuers detect signs of life from 22 trapped Chinese miners a week after blast. The next headlines are from Forbes. FBI vets National Guard troops in D.C. amid fears of insider attack at Biden inauguration. New York's hottest high-end Korean barbecue is coming to Miami. Drew Brees and New Orleans Saints playoff struggles reach apex in loss to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Samsung billionaire Jay Wiley sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for bribery. Johnny Walker Blue Label launches limited edition Year of the Ox Scotch whiskey for Lunar New Year. 3 reasons the Green Bay Packers should be extremely worried about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. BTS now claim 4 of the top 5 biggest albums of all time in South Korea. Kansas City Chiefs defense steps up for injured Patrick Mahomes. Denver Nuggets finding chemistry in Michael Porter Jr.'s COVID-19 absence, but what happens when he returns? Cleveland Browns squander prime opportunity versus Patrick Mahomes' Kansas City Chiefs. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Evolution of antibody immunity to SARS-CoV-2. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,680,150,285 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Tottenham Hotspur soccer player Son Heung-min documentary sensational sets Amazon debut. Back to normal selection for second virtual edition of Hong Kong Asia Film Financing Forum. Hack, a new digital content initiative, launched by Malaga Film Festival. Christopher Nolan, Steve McQueen, Asif Karpatiarai to UK Chancellor for cinema funding. Hong Kong's Ocean Park doesn't want to be a theme park anymore. Cersei Films, Blinker Film Production join Lock Arnold winner Nell Wallax's Brazil set immigrant drama exclusive. Berlin Generation Plus winner Carla Simon Reddy's Ramiria, selected for Cinemark exclusive. Samsung boss Lee Jae-yong sent back to jail after retrial. Capital Motion Picture snares the man on the other side for North America, UK exclusive. Guitarist for metal band Iced Earth surrenders to FBI on Capitol insurrection charges. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Biden's inauguration is going to look very different. Here's what to know. I've tried everything. Pandemic has cut options for kids with mental illness. Macho politics define Trump's presidency, culminating with Capitol riot. Can the Senate try an ex-president? FBI seeking woman who may have stolen laptop from Pelosi's office. Photos, the nation's capital, quiet and guarded, before inauguration. Despite warnings, many state capitals see only small protests and quiet streets. Warnock calls for equity and integrity in sermon at Ebenezer Baptist ahead of MLK Day. Twitter suspends Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene's account. The things I'll miss most on an inauguration day unlike any other. The following headlines are from the week. Trumpism isn't going anywhere. What the Constitution really says about removal from office. 6 book recommendations from Bruce McCall. Biden's incoming national security advisor calls on Russia to release Navalny. Biden still expects to take oath of office on west front of Capitol despite security concerns. Lindsey Graham, impeachment could destroy GOP. Russia detains Putin critic Navalny upon defiant return to Moscow. Israel may be starting to show herd effects of Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine, expert suggests. New Yorker reporters' footage provides clearest view yet of Capitol rioters inside Senate chamber. 10 things you need to know today, January 17, 2021. The next headlines are from Universe Today. A new satellite is going to try to maintain low Earth orbit without any propellant. This is what the sun looked like for every day in 2020. According to the math, it's highly unlikely that an intelligent civilization is located at Alpha Centauri. Space Launch System performs a dramatic hot fire test, blasting with all 4 engines at once. These are the news headlines for today, Monday, January 18th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. NASA's moon rocket test Saturday didn't go as planned. 6 space missions to look forward to in 2021. Look for Cassiopeia and the Big Dipper. The next news is from Politico. Biden's first 100 days. France pushes suspension of U.S., European Union trade dispute. Russian opposition leader Navalny arrested upon arrival in Moscow. Europe walks a tightrope as it waits for virus immunity to take hold. Biden will halt federal executions, other actions on first day in office. Biden to yank Keystone XL permit on first day of presidency. Fearing inside attack, FBI vetting guard troops in D.C. Consumer advocates Veteran, bar are leading contenders for top bank cop. History-making female athlete invited to Biden inauguration. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Samsung Scion Lee Jae-yong sent back to prison by South Korean court over bribery. Police hope to solve Grand Chancellor COVID mystery in a couple of weeks. Architectural Institute gives Brisbane CBD red mark over green space. Steer clear of silver bullets near the orange poles. Southeast Queensland soaked as severe storms roll through. Tropical cyclone Kimi to lash North Queensland coast, from a distance. More positive cases linked to Australian Open likely in coming days. Transport bungle leaves Dimin or unable to train as ADP request additional support. Complete crap, Vlandis comes out firing on first day back at work. Rain or shine, it's day of reckoning in world of pain. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. London markets, Moderna and SpaceX highlighted by a fast-growing U.S. fund traded in London. Europe markets, Carrefour shares slump as Couch tards short pursuit ends while European stocks and U.S. futures drift. Market Extra, is the stock market open on Martin Luther King Jr. Day? Here are the trading hours. The New York Post, Fauci says 2 more COVID-19 vaccines could be approved within weeks. Trump reportedly plans to issue around 100 pardons Tuesday. The Wall Street Journal, in return to hands-off approach, Yellen to say U.S. doesn't seek weaker dollar. The Wall Street Journal, facing opposition from Biden, Keystone Pipeline developer pledges zero emissions. Biden to pick Gary Gensler to lead SEC, Rohit Chopra to helm CFPB, reports. In parting shot, Trump administration revokes licenses to do business with Huawei, report. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene gets 12-hour Twitter suspension for multiple violations. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Dynacert announces strategic OEM collaboration with Harold Martin, Business Wire. Lessons in Biden's appointments of Nigerians, Vanguard. 4 and RPX mega deal, Huawei secures BlackBerry IP, China's patent attorney boom, US PTO grants remain at historic high, Fortress NPE targets tech trio, and much more. IAM. Trump's presidency has had some redeeming qualities, innovation was protected, Washington Examiner. Leonard Len Crosley obituary, Cuttle Bluffs, IA Omaha World Herald, Legacy.com. The next headlines are from Quartz. The stock market versus the hunger index, the painful display of India's inequality during the pandemic. A Martin Luther King Day reading list about race in the workplace. New York's smallest businesses will no longer be supervised by police. What employers risk getting wrong about mindfulness and mental health. Which mindfulness app is right for you? How car companies are leaning into the mindfulness movement. The mindfulness business is thriving on our anxiety. Scientists' findings in Tanzania show how ancient humans used tools 2 million years ago. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Funniest most insightful comments of the week at Tech Dirt. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Justin Timberlake. Zooey Deschanel. Muhammad Ali. Ashley Graham. Martin Luther King Day. Michelle Obama. Miss Scarlet and the Duke. Troy Aikman. Inter Milan vs Juventus. Jamie Raskin. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Zen Master, relaxed Conor McGregor arrives at Fight Island on luxury yacht before final preparations for UFC 257. Women who suffered convulsions after taking Pfizer COVID jab being screened for permanent neurological damage, Sun tells RT. Iran producing half a kilo of 20% enriched uranium every day without technical problems, says country's atomic energy boss. Praying mantis, China mocks Secretary of State Mike Pompeo over latest U.S. sanctions. Russian snipers train for frosty fights in -35 degrees amid wider plans to increase Arctic warfare capabilities. Best left foot but also best right hand, Messi earns first ever Barca red after lashing out in Spanish Super Cup loss, video. Russia keeps global grain supplies high despite COVID crisis. Beijing to sanction U.S. officials over Taiwan, claims Trump government burning bridges and creating obstacles for new administration. In bid to kickstart local economy, Russian region to introduce anti-COVID passports for residents vaccinated against coronavirus. Britain is immunizing 140 people per minute against COVID-19, but vaccine production is lumpy, minister says. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Tesla may be readying Model S and Model X update. Visualizing how news media is describing incident at the U.S. Capitol. Over 50,000 restaurants in Italy declare I'm open defying lockdown measures. Moscow tops Mumbai as world's most congested city. UK may ease COVID lockdown from March, Foreign Secretary says. Looking through an adversary's eyes, a KGB agent's prophecy. Feds warn amateur radio operators not to commit criminal acts ahead of inauguration. As tech companies purge users, here are some alternatives. China reports stronger than expected GDP, is only major economy to grow in 2020. Blue state economies will soon crumble, but will they take red states with them? The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Indian Muslim Trust to start Ayodhya Mosque project on January 26. Pandemic 19, on the front line of the U.S. coronavirus outbreak. Twitter locked account of Republican lawmaker who supported QAnon. Israeli fighter jets target Gaza Strip, no casualties reported. New video show Wuhan during earliest days of COVID outbreak. 2 of India's richest men face farmers' ire over new laws. Ethical concerns raised as Israel to give Pfizer medical data. Tunisia, protests over moribund economy spread to a dozen cities. FBI vets troops amid fears of insider attack during inauguration. B-52 U.S. bombers fly over Middle East, Iran condemns intimidation. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Report, Joe Biden to cancel Keystone XL pipeline permit on day 1. Schweitzer, Mitch McConnell, wife Elaine Chao financially tied to the Chinese government. Schumer calls on GOP colleagues to join in convicting Trump, most despicable action any president has ever taken. MI Governor Whitmer, Trump incites, legitimizes attacks with calls like Liberate Michigan. Twitter temporarily suspends Marjorie Taylor Greene's account. Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn calls Ted Cruz a traitor to America. Watch, Guatemalan security forces push migrant caravan back. Exclusive Governor Greg Abbott, Texas is leading the nation in vaccine distribution. Gender fluid ideology meets dance world, male ballet dancer to take female roles. Report, Biden teen to migrant caravan, don't come, you won't get in, yet. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Dreams of global floods, what do they mean? The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Instead of charging women with shoplifting groceries, police officer buys $250 worth of food for family in need. This week's inspiring horoscopes from Rob Bresney's Free Will Astrology. Watch Arizona woman frantically pounding on door to save family from fire just before roof collapses. After a year of isolation, most Americans still aren't tired of their homes, and plan even more upgrades. Stunning heart-shaped amethyst geo discovered by miners in Uruguay, and it's now for sale. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Monday, January 18th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Police say Oregon man who stole a car with a child in the backseat came back and lectured the mom about parenting. Arrest warrant issued for ex-Florida data analyst Rebecca Jones. Legalizing marijuana boosts sales of junk food, including ice cream, cookies, and chips. If going into strict quarantine ahead of next month's Australian Open was not difficult enough, Kazakhstan's Yulia Putintseva has to contend with an unwanted roommate in the form of a mouse. Dad sues Hyatt after child's finger severed going down waterslide. Man lived inside O'Hare for 3 months before detection, prosecutors say. SpaceX is building a futuristic bar at its Starship factory in Texas. Ice cream in northeastern China tests positive for COVID-19. A black Capitol police officer reportedly put on a MAGA hat to rescue his fellow officers during the Capitol siege. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. What is semi-supervised machine learning? Sell for scrap or split for parts, what to do with your old car. Here's how to simplify your app and get more customers. You won't need wing mirrors in the US anymore if you're a self-driving car. The Capitol rioters are getting banned from dating apps. Azure is one of the largest market leaders. Learn cloud computing with this $39 training. Gas emitted by merging galaxies is stopping stars from forming. How to manage your screen time during the lockdown, according to science. How sleep trackers can actually ruin your sleep. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Scientists reveal mechanism that causes irritable bowel syndrome. One small alcoholic drink a day is linked to an increased risk of atrial fibrillation. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Monday, January 18th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA conducts test of SLS rocket core stage for Artemis I moon mission. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah Jazz find a way to fight through low-energy slog and beat Denver for a 5th straight win. The triple team, Jazz role players lead the way in 5th straight victory as Nuggets miss second-half shots. Salt Lake City native Nathan Chen wins 5th straight U.S. figure skating title. Utah gymnasts miss opportunity for an upset in Oklahoma. Owner seeks to demolish historic LDS meeting house. Westsiders aren't thrilled. It's high time for Salt Lake City. Here's how the skyline will rise in 2021. Law enforcement, spectators far outnumbered armed protesters at Utah Capitol. Former U.S. Attorney for Utah among Trump allies getting paid by people who want a pardon. I'm terrified. Utah State Senator worried about potential for gun violence during legislative session. LDS Church condemns violence and lawless behavior, urges all to honor democratic institutions. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Ask Slashdot, how should user-generated content be moderated? 7% of Americans have had COVID-19. Virgin Orbit just successfully launched a 70-foot rocket from its 747. Amazon begins removing QAnon goods for sale. Twitter temporarily suspends account of U.S. representative. Report, U.S. halt to Huawei suppliers, including Intel, in last blow to China's 5G. Florida's whistleblower COVID-19 data manager arrested today. Is there a tech worker exodus from the San Francisco Bay Area? Anti-mask protesters proudly filmed their confrontation with a grocery store's manager. Darkened SpaceX satellites can still disrupt astronomy, new research suggests. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Franklin County residents must pre-register to receive COVID vaccine. St. Louis public schools won't make COVID vaccine mandatory. Indoor dining allowed in Illinois Region 5, Metro East still in most restrictive tier. Amid fears of insider attack, FBI vetting National Guard troops in D.C. Illinois collects $62 in cannabis revenue for neighborhoods. Limited indoor dining to return in North Central Illinois as state reports 4,162 new COVID-19 cases, 29 deaths. 15-year-old killed, 5 others injured in crash on I-55/70 in East St. Louis. COVID hospitalizations remain high in Missouri, but case numbers are trending in the right direction. Powerball jackpot grows to $730 million, Mega Millions to be $850 m. Major case squad asking for public's help in identifying man found dead near Lebanon. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. State pauses use of COVID-19 vaccine batch after allergic reactions in San Diego. Shooting investigation blocks Broadway. Amid fears of insider attack, FBI vetting Guard troops in D.C. Woman fractures skull in scooter crash. County reports 1,890 COVID-19 cases, 38 deaths. Coronavirus strain linked to Bay Area outbreaks increasingly detected statewide. Arson suspected in Vista fire that damaged 4 buildings. 1 person seriously hurt in motorcycle crash. The most and least affordable neighborhoods in the U.S., according to Trulia. Windy, warm weather prompts fire danger warnings. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. 20 things you didn't know about the living daylights, 1987. The Lockheed A-12, the CIA's secret spy plane. Canadian TV shows secret camera footage from Top Glove Factory. Canada's spy catching system caused delay, angst in Jeffrey Delisle case, former FBI official says. Netflix scoops up Galgadot spy thriller Heart of Stone. Canada's spy catching system caused delay, angst in Delisle case, former FBI official. Gordon Chang, China might still have leverage over Rep Swalwell amid spy scandal. Rappellers descend 500-foot cliff, retrieve hunting dog the Garden Island. Book Talk, 3 reads for the New Year Canberra Weekly. He Wanted Me Dead, stalking victim on former relationship with killer WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Navy to award contract for new electromagnetic aircraft catapult. U.S. Marine Corps uses MRZR tactical warfighter as mobile command vehicle. Pentagon sends B-52 bombers to Middle East in show of power. U.S. Marines conduct UTV training in Japan. U.S. Army helicopters participate in unique joint exercise in Greece. Ukraine's Motor Sich awarded $800 million contract to support Chinese JL-10 trainer fleet. Russian Navy deploys stealth patrol vessel to Syria. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Monday, January 18, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Vacaville City Hall vandalized. COVID-19 vaccine, Bay Area health experts discuss slow distribution. 2 teens fatally shoot each other in Louisiana. Record temperatures across Bay Area drive many to beaches. Cowboys for Trump leader arrested over U.S. Capitol riot. FBI vetting Guard troops in D.C. amid fears of insider attack. Passenger on motorcycle dies in multi-car collision on Bay Bridge. San Leandro traffic stop leads to unusual discovery. New coronavirus variant found in Bay Area. U.S. Capitol Police test emergency notification system ahead of inauguration. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. World shares retreat despite strong growth data from China. Chargers hire Rams DC Brandon Staley as head coach. Brady, Bucks, end playoffs for Saints, Breeze, 30-20. Clarkson helps Jazz to fit straight, beat Nuggets 109-105. A sign of hope, Arlington Heights Church responds to vandalism with parade. Bulls buy time while stuck inside hotel rooms. Portion of state cleared for indoor dining, but suburbs must wait. Cupich calls for unity during March for Life event in Mundelein. Police, man suffers graze wound in Elgin shooting early Sunday. Woman shot in Aurora carjacking remains in critical condition. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Albania, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, Greece, Iran, Lebanon, the Republic of North Macedonia, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Argentina. Drought is ongoing in Georgia, Kazakhstan, Russia, Ukraine. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Peru. Drought is ongoing in Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal, Pakistan. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Spain, Morocco. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Monday, January 18th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Low rain chances return, dry MLK Day for most. People turned away at Minute Maid Park after COVID-19 vaccine appointments overbooked. No layups, former Rockets player Vernon Maxwell joins the discussion. Dozens of armed protesters gather at Texas Capitol in Sunday afternoon rally. Search continues for missing 34-year-old mom after her child was found alone in car. FBI vetting National Guard troops in D.C. amid fears of insider attack. See how you can save on your electricity bill with Power Wizard. National Catholic Schools Week will be held January 31st, February 6th. Firefighter injured in fall while responding to apartment fire. Senator Ted Cruz responds after video showed Capitol rioters saying Senator would want us to do this. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Italian PM Conte seeks to save his government from falling. The latest, World Cup ski director tests positive for virus. Lockdown, tennis players getting on with life in Australia. Israel moved to reign in rights group over apartheid Jews. Column, Brady moves on, making history with every throw. Kirk's long road back ends with finish that feels like a win. Still playing, Bills, Bucks risen from Super Bowl droughts. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra, Parler's view of the Capitol insurrection. Coronavirus updates, Fauci says other vaccines could be weeks away from review. Ridgewood gets a superb new bakery, grocer, and takeout spot in Rolos. Bus driver in harrowing Bronx crash disputes MTA's claims that he refused drug test. Coronavirus variants threaten $billion stockpile of antibody therapy. NY expands offshore wind projects, bringing wind hub to Brooklyn. The next headlines are from Observer.com. The true themes of Attack on Titan are finally coming into focus. 2020's best films testify to the shared joy and delirium of cinema. Okinawa Flat Belly Tonic reviews, proven weight loss powder? We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Light earthquake, 4.2 mag was detected near Levuka in Fiji. Light earthquake, 4.1 mag has occurred near Laojianviao in China. Moderate earthquake, 5.3 mag strikes near Port Ori in Vanuatu. Minor earthquake, 3.3 mag strikes near Searles Valley in CA. Minor earthquake, M3.3 quake has struck near Rakuten in Alaska. Light earthquake, 4.9 mag strikes near Coquimbo in Chile. Light earthquake 4.6 mag, 57 kilometers WNW of Mosteiros, Portugal. Light earthquake, 4.2 mag strikes near the Fiji Islands. Light earthquake, 4 mag was detected near Adak in Alaska. Minor earthquake, 3.4 mag was detected near Mina in Nevada. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. MSN calls for new definition of free speech. When conspiracy theories come true, Sunday Times under fire for branding COVID vax passports as freedom certificates. Facebook censors Mexican cardinal for denouncing New World Order. Armored Humvees stolen from military base ahead of planned armed protests at state capitals. Peer-reviewed study did not find evidence lockdowns were effective in stopping COVID spread. 55 Americans have died following COVID vaccination, Norway deaths rise to 29. Pentagon aims to spread artificial intelligence across military services, roll call. AOC demands federal funding to de-radicalize white supremacists, conspiracy theorists. Poll, 54% of Americans see other people in America as the greatest threat to U.S. way of life. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Cowboys for Trump leader arrested over U.S. Capitol riot. Michigan lockdown protesters at D.C. riot are in denial about its cause. Records, Trump lies behind rally that ignited U.S. Capitol riot. Kremlin critic Navalny detained after landing in Moscow. Deceptions in the time of the alternative facts president. Can an iPhone 12 disable pacemakers or other cardiac devices? No, FBI did not uncover 256 emails between Rev Schiff, Jeffrey Epstein. In inaugural address, Biden will appeal to national unity. Did 23 people in Norway die after receiving COVID vaccine? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Pablo Escobar's cocaine hippos terrorize Colombian waterways. I wear these ankle weights all the time, and love them. How elements get added to crosswords. Will America ever acknowledge its white supremacy problem? Cult icon John Lurie is back to soothe your soul in Painting with John. Should you drop everything and hunt for treasure in Europe? Why states running low on vaccine might actually be a good thing. Trump remade the GOP into the doomed party of white identity. Will cocaine Mitch finally dump a Donald? Farewell, Ivanka Trump. No, Ivanka doesn't want to say farewell. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Newborn giraffe dies at Nashville Zoo after mother accidentally steps on her. Man arrested for living at Chicago's O'Hare Airport for 3 months. Drew Brees' likely final game was strangely fitting. Pro-Trump heavy metal guitarist charged for alleged role in Capitol riot. Clint Frazier responds to erroneous Yankees-Reds trade rumor. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Gottlieb expects new virus variant to dominate U.S. infections in 5 weeks. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. UK plumber helps 2,000 elderly and disabled people with free repairs throughout pandemic. NYC mayoral candidate Ray McGuire's ties to conservative Koch brothers deeper than first thought. Victim at Ariana Grande Manchester concert bombing bled to death due to lack of life-saving treatment, report. FBI vetting 25K National Guard troops in D.C. amid fears of insider attack. In Trump's final days at White House, presidential pardons reportedly up for grabs for the right price. Nashville Zoo mourns loss of newborn giraffe after mom accidentally steps on her calf. Kentucky man charged with assaulting federal officer at U.S. Capitol riot. Reps Espriella, Torres endorse Irina Sanchez for NYC council. 5 injured in shooting in San Francisco's Tenderloin neighborhood. Naomi Osaka deletes video of her training during Australian Open quarantine. The following headlines are from military.com. Most successful war of the 20th century, what the U.S. did right in Desert Storm. Army ID's 1st Armored Division Staff Sergeant found dead at Fort Bliss home. U.S. military says its troop removal from Somalia is complete. Cargo ship sinks in the Black Sea, 3 dead, 6 rescued. General Milley key to military continuity as Biden takes office. Inauguration day will come and go. Violent domestic extremism may be around for a while. Russia follows U.S. to withdraw from Open Skies Treaty. Russian cargo ship sinks in the Black Sea, rescue underway. Why military veterans and law enforcement joined the Capitol insurrection. Arizona man who died at Pearl Harbor buried near family. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Richard Branson's Virgin Orbit reaches space on second try. Vermont's Pipic drivers are most likely to have a run-in with police, study shows. NASA test of mega-moon rocket engines cut short. Nations failing to fund climate adaptation, UN. Beetle keeps rivals off scent of food buried for offspring. Egypt unveils ancient funerary temple south of Cairo. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Monday, January 18th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. EU gender pay gap still significant, warn trade unions. Pakistani raid kills Taliban suspected of slaying of troops. Carmaker Stellantis shares buoyed in Milan, Paris on first day. This week, Netflix earns jobless benefits, U.S. home sales. Anonymous $40 million gift funding 50 civil rights lawyers. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Horoscopes January 18th, 2021, Jason Segel, Stabilize Your Life. Bridge, January 18th, 2021. Word Game, January 18th, 2021. Ask Amy, I'm humiliated by their praise of the man who hurt me so badly. Harriet Cole, my boss lost his job because of what I said, and my co-workers are whispering. Miss Manners, how do I tell friends and family I'm too busy for this petty nonsense? Dear Abby, my husband says it's inexcusably selfish of me to exercise. San Jose, vehicle crash is under investigation. Higher speeds, more highway deaths in 2020, roadshow. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Galaxy Star Batista offers reward for Trump carved manatee. Bay County Republican Party won't acknowledge Biden win. German and Turkish foreign ministers to meet in Agra. First-time buyers for Disney World annual passes out of luck. The next headlines are from The Intercept. As Fed Chair, Janet Yellen discounted economic desperation, the pandemic will likely force a different approach. Illinois will end cash bail and limit use of high-tech incarceration. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Monday, January 18th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Where COVID-19 hit hardest, sudden deaths outside the hospital increased. Many parents say teens with anxiety, depression may benefit from peer confidence at school. Students returning home may have caused 9,400 secondary COVID-19 infections across the UK. Changing diets, not less physical activity, may best explain childhood obesity crisis. Scientists shed light on how and why some people report hearing the dead. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Rideshare drivers carjacked at gunpoint in Wicker Park, Bucktown, police. Lake County Sheriff's deputies rescue man who accidentally shot himself in Fremont Township. Shots fired at off-duty suburban cop in Gresham. SWAT standoff ends after 18 hours with arrest in Edgewater Beach. 23 shot, 6 fatally, since Friday evening in Chicago. Woman fatally shot in Garfield Park, police. Horoscope for Monday, January 18th, 2021. Missing girl, 15, last seen on southeast side. Brady, Bucks take advantage of Saints turnovers to advance to NFC Championship game. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. The most anticipated new restaurants coming to the Detroit area in 2021. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Monday, January 18th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Deshaun Watson drama with the Houston Texans reaching boiling point. A look back at the 70s Houston monopoly not off. A day in the life with Mr. Record Man Clint Broussard. This week in Houston food events, get a game day hot dog and beer combo at Cowboy Surfer. The next headlines are about world records making news. Gore's Macon Whitehead breaks world record for sheep shearing, News Talk ZB. Local woman breaks 3 world records for fly fishing, WDTV. Brent Frizzy, a record year for Keystone Lake, Joplin Globe. World record holder Regan Smith scratches 200 at final in San Antonio, swim. All about Arthur Chato, Queen Elizabeth's handsome 21-year-old, world record athlete grandnephew, Yahoo Lifestyle. 5,000th world record ratified for Victoria's Liam Stanley, Canadian Running Magazine. Lord Sidney Ling was known as a European aristocrat with a Guinness World Record, but was any of it real? ABC News. What it will take for Walmsley and Heron to break 100k world records, Canadian Running Magazine. Fastest selling flight to nowhere, Qantas Airlines sets world record, World Record Academy. Kiara Grant sets facility record as Jamaican shine at NCAA indoor meets, Sportsmax TV. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. These monkeys understand economics and intentionally steal high-ticket items to barter for better food, study finds. Parler's back from the dead with a domain registered to Epic, home to Gavin Daily Stormer. This ginormous dust storm in Colorado could be seen from space. GitHub says staff is free to express concerns about Nazis, offers to rehire Jewish employee after controversial firing. An Italian plane manufacturer developed a craft just for transporting COVID-19 vaccines. Sunday's best deals, CompuStar 2-way remote start system, USB-C fast chargers, trunk organizer and cooler combos, office rolling chair, skincare tools and products, infrared thermometer, and more. Grab a vibrant Mario, Luigi, Wario, or Waluigi beanie for $19 when you stack these discounts. Ethan Hawke is going to be playing the villain in Disney's Moon Knight series. Revamp your skincare routine with up to 36% off top skincare products and tools. Facebook will pause ads promoting weapons, accessories and protective equipment until after Biden's inauguration. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Roebourne Arrow in Australia at 110.84 degrees Fahrenheit or 43.8 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Delayankir in Russia at minus 72.58 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 58.1 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Lunar War brews and NASA gets militarized in For All Mankind S2 trailer. Review, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina ends run with disappointing finale. A Curious Observer's Guide to Quantum Mechanics, Part 2, The Particle Melting Pot. AI-powered text from this program could fool the government. After a decade, NASA's big rocket fails its first real test. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Inside the Capitol riot, what the Parler videos reveal. Why the NRA is really filing for bankruptcy and moving to Texas. Donald Trump, we warned you of the dangers of his presidency 5 years ago, how do we stop it from happening again? Fox News demanded court settlement over fake story not be reported until after the election. Net. Defense official fears inside attack from service members assigned to protect the inauguration. Report. Mike Pompeo is desperately trying to co-opt Trump's legacy. Columnist. Trump plans over 100 pardons on his last day in office amid reports his allies are selling them. Report. It looks like Paul Ryan's worst nightmare is about to come true. I listen to my president. Capitol rioter incriminates Trump while groveling for his pardon. Oklahoma senator could lose key position on Tulsa race massacre commission after attack on 2020 election. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Biden needs to hit the ground running on climate, or else. The problem with keto. Its pardons for dollars as Trump era draws to a close. Twitter just suspended QAnon boosting Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Cash for clunkers is back. A disproportionate share of COVID-19 vaccines are going to white people. Deplatforming Trump is already having a huge impact. How state capitals are bracing for possible violence ahead of Biden's inauguration. Record low poll numbers keep coming for Donald Trump. Coronavirus growth in Western countries, January 16th update. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. The Trumps will only respond to financial pain letters, Tampa Bay Times. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Ketamine for depression, what the treatment reveals about the brain. Elemental. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Monday, January 18th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Alien siege at Cisco Grove, the bow and arrow incident, 1964. Deadline looms for Pentagon UFO report. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Monday, January 18th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. True Strange News Fair Use Statement. No Views News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2020 by No Views News. All rights reserved.